Here we are, back in the shop. Haven't filmed anything in a little bit, but I have been working on different stuff. But I need to get my friend Phil's hatches finished up. It's been really, really cold out. So nobody's thinking about boats or boat work or anything like that. But the spring's gonna come quick and I need to finish his hatches up. Problem was, he has a 40-foot post, all wood, classic fishing yacht. This is a hatch, and inside here there was it all rotted. I don't even actually do. I have, these are the old pieces. Here, and you can see the shape of them, and these are wrapped together. Just they're just all falling apart, and they kind of sit in here like this. They were adhered in. I don't think there was 5200 at the time his boat was made, but with something like 5200 they were adhered in with. So I'm making new frames for them because these had the hardware on the hinges and latches and stuff to be able to screw them onto the boat. This is like a one piece of acrylic of some sort that they must have molded up. So far I've made there's three hatches, three pieces like this, and what I have to do is this needs to get completely radiused over like that one is. Seems kind of easy. What I was going to do is I was going to glue them together. They're actually made with lap joints. I was going to glue the laps together with epoxy. Then that would have held them together, and then I was going to mount them onto this board, which is the exact right size, and then I was going to radius them off. I'm sort of wondering why I didn't do that. The problem is because they have to be completely radiused, there's not really any place to get a fastener. So, without being able to put a fastener in, the corners either need to be glued together, or you need to be able to get a fastener in enough to hold it to route it. I don't want to glue them together because if I did glue them together, radiused them, and they didn't fit, I could still trim them and fit them. So now I gotta probably think about that. So my goal was to get them radiused without gluing them together, and then it might be easier to fit them. That's what my thought was. So to radius them, I'm taking this board here and I'm gonna attach stops like this, and then this will slide over top of the stops, and the stops will hold it. Then, and I can just put like a couple screws in the pieces I'm not radiusing, and then radius them and fit them and go from there. Because once I start radiusing them, I can start fitting them, and then once I get it fit, I can unscrew it from my jig, and then they can be glued in. So that's what I'm doing. So far what I've done is I've marked about where the inside of this is. It doesn't need to be exact. I mean, this isn't anything that needs to be exact. And I just recently got new Milwaukee drill and screw gun. I've moved everything in my shop, so I don't know where anything is. I'm thinking maybe Maybe I just need to put them one on each end. So summer is coming quick. Not to mention, I got new countersink bits. If you buy stuff from the Woodworker's Supply, they give you a coupon for your birthday. Now I'm just going to put 2 in this so they kind of remain a little bit flexible. Sweet. Then my big decision is, am I going to rebuild my 33 foot, or am I going to give up? Big decisions. Try this on each end. Boy, it's nice to have nice new countersink bits. Now I'm gonna, let's see if it fits. So I think I'm gonna screw this in. I'm gonna try to hit, so I'm gonna come in about 5/8 of an inch. That didn't look too good. Let me come in a little closer. Feels pretty good. I'm attempting to start my own YouTube channel. So far it's a little slow. I got probably millions of footage of millions of footage of building stuff. This is supposed to be marine grade plywood, but honestly, like, it doesn't really act very nice. Doesn't act very nice. So far on this project, I took marine grade plywood, I cut it up into strips, I epoxied it and laminated it off. Okay, so that's pretty stable. Now, you know what else I need to do? I need to cut some pieces so that my router have this huge router. So when I route a complete radius, it's going to start to wobble. So I need to put a board in here to kind of flush it off. It's about 1 3/4. About 1 3/4. Router bit. Actually, that's gonna my bearing will actually hit on here. I'm kind of thinking I might glue these up. And then I can just fit them and shape them into place. I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and throw this in my thing, and I'm going to cut to here because I want to see how it cuts. And I can cut a sample. I do have some sample pieces. The other thing, these joints here are lapped, if you can see them. They actually have a lap on them. But I can radius and see how it fits in there. So I'm going to throw my bit in there. This big 1043. For some reason it says 1043 on it. I had one of these that was programmable, way back from probably 86. Like programmable router. Like a drawer full of router wrenches, and who knows, I literally just grab them and see, you know, if I get close to the wrenches I need. It looks like these two are a winner. Now these are old quarter cable wrenches, if you haven't seen these. The problem with these is they'll start to spread on you. They're not the strongest things in the world. It's like that. It's just not, it's like bending off the collar. There you go. Now just tap it and that loosens it up. Put the big mamma jamma in there. This is a life ender right here. It's so big. The other thing I can do is use my shaper, but I don't think I have a radius bit that big. I might, but by the time I get that set up, it's not worth it for 3 little frames. I just made, and you can see I literally made this router plate for this bit at some point in the past. This is a nice big rabbit bit. I don't know what it's for. I know what it's for. I don't know what it's for. I don't know why I use it for lead. I have my clamp, my vise, and a pinch dog system here on my old bench. I built this bench from a book, the New Yankee Workshop. Not 100% sure where my book is, but I still have it. And it was really simple and cheap to build, and I have been using it for years. So thank you, Norm Abrams. He's actually one of my heroes. Because he did it. He did videos way before YouTube. He built stuff, taught people how to build projects and be creative. He did it. Anybody that does something should be your hero. People that talk about doing stuff, maybe not. All right, let's fire this baby up. Actually, I got just in case. Let's see what we got here. Face mask. My daughter got these to work on our project boat. And she's getting married, so she's been pretty busy this year. So I took it from her. Because I was building some doors with my shaper, and it's very dangerous. And I've come a long way in woodworking to keep all my stuff. Okay, huh? See? Cool, huh? All right, let's fire this mother up. I think I need a new cord. Nice. So that whew. So once I get that all radiused, you can see how this will fit into there. Just like that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and mix up some epoxy, and I'll glue up my corners. Because the other thing is these have to be radiused, and I want to glue them up while they're square. Yeah, I want to glue them up while they're square. I think it would be better to get them glued up. So I'm going to get those glued up. I'll let them dry real good. Then I'll come back, and what I'll most likely do is set up another router with a smaller bit to take a good portion of it off. If you could maybe see it or feel it, but it was just really pushing this plywood and ripping it out, which you don't want. But the one way to avoid that is you take a smaller radius bit, or I could take this one and lower it into the router and do a couple passes. But sometimes for production sake, I'll just take a smaller radius bit and a different router, because I have several routers, and take a little bit off and then take the final pass. This doesn't need to be pretty at all. As a matter of fact, this right here is probably perfect. And then we're going to cake it with 5200 and squeeze it into the acrylic panel. I did ask my friend Phil, just go buy some new hatches, but he wants to keep it authentic. So that's why we're doing this, because he wants to keep it authentic. Again, this is what we're matching right here. Right here, this is what we're matching. And I do have videos getting me to the point that I am, so I'll put together a series. This is my first woodworking. I want to start doing these every week. This is my first one. This is just very short. And I do make some interesting projects. I've been doing woodworking my whole life. Hate to say it, a little bit elderly now. So hopefully this maybe you know, something good for people to watch. I do other stuff too. I don't just do woodworking, but I build a lot of different things, including working on boats, doing fiberglass work, and things like that. But that's it for now. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, see how it goes.